Right then, Transformers, Walmart, Sainsbury's and possibly Target exclusive Bumblebee. I swore I'd never do a Bumblebee review, but here we go. This is my first and probably only Bumblebee. Bumblebee as a character, I realise this may get me slated, but he kind of annoys me. He can't speak, even though it's been proven that he can sometimes, but we choose not to have him speak. And he kind of whizzes around and does heroic stuff, and I don't know, he's not that interesting. And certainly in England, there are just warehouses full of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. I want the other characters, they're more interesting. But we'll do Bumblebee. This toy is interesting. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this toy, just like I do with the character. I picked him up for about £12 Sainsbury's. I think I've seen every single one of his limbs detach in the time I've had him. Whether this is to replicate some bizarre version of the movie or not, I don't know. But there you have it, this is what it does. So the toy itself is interesting. He is probably more like his movie counterpart than, well, his movie version rather than some of the other toys that have been released. He's quite a nice car. He's not very kibbly. My only main problem with him is at the back here. His rear window has a lovely seam you can see running down there, and I've not really found a way of doing anything useful with it. But he's pretty good. His wheels roll. He's not too kibbly. Underside is pretty good. His weapon stores in the back. So yeah, let's transform him. Let's try and transform him. Let's see what wondrous things can happen. Start from the back. Lift him up. Take his back section and just pull it apart. Okay. Now his gun is in the back of the underside of the engine, like this. His gun has two modes, which I'll show you in a minute. This one side for a second. Now, what I recommend doing now is just opening his doors. Good luck getting these to close in car mode, but there you go. Open his doors like that, and take him, and just you'll see that his whole sort of roof has begun to lift away now, so you can quite easily start to do things with it. Now, over his back wheels there are these little plastic bits which pull up, and I'm trying to do this without sort of transforming him completely. Lift these bits up. You can kind of see how I've done that now, so they're over his back wheels. Lift these up a little bit. Now this allows the feet to come out. I do like the feet on this vehicle, and that sounds a weird thing to say, but they are good. I'm going to lift him up to just here so you can see the foot where my finger is. Just this is the start of the foot. Grab this and just pull it, and there's a really nice automorph with the foot there. Do the same with the other one. So again, focus in and just pull back. There you go. The feet transformed. Now, once this is done, remember those little bits on the tyres? You can lift them up to his hips. So you can just about see there on the side, the little tyre bit. There are two little heel spurs which you have to fold down. I'll do one of them to show you. There you go. And the other one here. His legs do have a nasty habit of automorphing back, but generally they're okay. So like this. Now, this is the tricky part, and it tends to break a lot. This roof section splits in half like this, and honestly what I'd recommend doing, if you can, is just rotate those panels out of the way for a second, just up like this. So looking from the back, you can see the roof that has now been rotated up and back. Now you want to turn him round. Now, take hold of his front two wheels, put your fingers inside them and just pull. And you want to pull them as much as you can so they click out, preferably like this. If you don't do that, the armour will not flip over his head, and it'll be very, very, very bad. You can also see his arms are starting to pop out here. Apologies, I'll turn around again. You'll see his arms here. I'm going to bring these out to the sides. You're going to grab all the roof panel and they drop down. Okay, so you want to have them a bit like that. It's weird. He looks complete tangle and mess until you've done everything properly with him. It's a bit strange. Okay, turn my record back around again. Now, what I'd recommend doing with this is, when you've got the wheels like this, give a little experimental push on the armour, and you will see it starts to shift, and I'm hoping I've done this right, because if I haven't it's all going to go wrong. Okay, so get his arms like this, and just now, once his arms moved a little bit, you want to have his wheels pointing out to the sides at an angle, yeah, not straight on the thing. Once you've done that, you can just gently, providing everything's out of the way, grab this armour and push, and then you have to move everything again, get his shoulders out of the way again, this is why it annoys me, and just push down until the armour's locked in. Now, I can't stress this enough, if you don't do this armour properly, it will lock out, and it won't break, but you'll have to spend about an hour resetting it all, making sure everything rotates properly. So you kind of want the arms down, then up, then down, then up again. So it's like this. Now once it's like this, the good news is you're pretty much done. So take these doors here, which are like this, and rotate them out. They just spin round like this, so they're pointing back, like his wings from G1 Bumblebee. Okay, and that leaves you completely free now to do his arms, which are quite easy. Take these kibble bits, so the roof, and just tuck them under his arms here. They flip back quite nicely, and just rotate his hands around, lift his elbows up, and there you go. He's pretty much done now. Probably his feet will have come all unstuck during the transformation process, so just give those a little bit of leeway. They'll help. The wings kind of balance him, pivot him back a little bit, because no doubt he will have become stuck. Push his armour down, and just a little bit of back on the heels there, and just adjust his arm slightly, and there he is. That's slightly punch drunk Bumblebee. He's pretty good. I like him. He's a nice robot. He's very articulated. I'll show that in a second. His weapon is interesting. So this is his weapon in cannon mode. Now it has another mode which requires me to kind of grab it, and basically it splits down the middle like this, and it flips out to become an energon blade. Now, yeah, I don't know, it's tiny and weird. I'll put it in his hand so you can see it. It's a clip on the weapon. It's like a bigger version of some of the scout figures we've seen, like Reacher almost, but it's a little bit different. So you can see that's his energon blade. I don't know what he's going to do with that. Maybe shave Optimus Prime in the morning. I'm not sure really, but there you go. I'll put it back to cannon mode. I think it's less embarrassing that way. I kind of like how it transforms back, and I really like the cannon. The cannon is cool. It looks like a piece of heavy artillery. He can also hold some mech tech weapons. Interestingly enough, I have tried that and it does work. So he's pretty good. He's pretty articulated. He has, you've already seen, he's got ball jointed shoulders. His arms extend on the elbow rotation. He's got rotary hands, which is nice. He's kind of got these nice, I mean, if you want to play with them, but you sort of use them as blades on his hands. They're better. Do you want to fold it back? But you can use them. He's got a waist joint, which is kind of cool. He swivels around a lot of the waist. His head is ball jointed, so that moves. His legs are articulated at the hip and at the knee, so they can bend. And I will try and do this. He's a little bit tricky to do this with, but his feet are fully posable, so he can, with some reluctance, this is probably not the best way to try it, but let's give it a go this way. Yeah. So he can do that. He can be a running stance. His feet pivot here as well. These toes pivot. You can see there's up there. That has no part of the transformation, so I'm guessing that's just purely for play value, which is quite nice. He's a nice figure. He really is. He's got a lot of issues if you try and transform him and you don't know what you're doing. I would recommend thoroughly reading the instructions before you give this one a go. He can get very frustrating. But overall, and it has taken me a couple of weeks, I do like him. He's a nice figure. He's he's also very wobbly. Come on, stand up properly. He's a nice addition to a collection, and definitely not a kid's one. I don't think. I think a kid would probably have some problems, but he's good. He's like. So until next time. See you later.